I figured I would do. I don't know how good this stupid camera is. Uh, Figured I would go ahead and show you guys off some of the RC stuff that's been going on. Let me check my. Let's see. Okay, so show off this car a little bit. This is the kids' Four before Granite. It looks dirty. This is after I cleaned it. Okay, what we just put in this guy. So let me turn it around to see if the camera can get. Look at it. What I just put in this sucker is this new Firma 85 amp ESC and this new Spectrum. I think it's a 4,000 kV brushless motor. I haven't tested this out yet, but I went ahead and did the gearbox and put a new pinion. I'm gonna put a new pinion in here, but it's using the old spur gear, which I'm probably gonna have to order a steel spur gear for it. So this is the kid's truck. Um, we've been through. This came with a brushed motor in it, and we went through the first brush motor. We went through after I ordered a aluminum spur gear for this, and the aluminum spur gear got chewed up, and I'm pretty sure the aluminum went inside the brushed motor and it burned up. So I got him a uh, another brushed motor, which was a cheap, I think Apex one or something. Anyways, you could smell it. It was still running, but the fans on the back of the inside of the brush motor had came detached, so it was bouncing around inside the case. So I upgraded him to actually. Let's see if I can reach my red cat up here on the shelf. I bought this Onyx right here. This little Onyx system. It's a hobby wing. Is that what it is? No, Horizon Hobby. ESC and brushless motor combo was $75, and that was what I originally had in his truck. Was this guy? This is like a 3,500 kV, I think, brushless motor. And I just redid this, and this. If you're not familiar with the Red Cats, they have a little plastic piece that snaps over the top of them, and it holds all this in. Well, I put this brushless motor in here, and it's still using the Red Cat receiver and stuff. But I hot glued all that crap in there because it's different. It was different layout than what actually goes in here, and we have the hot glue the on off switch right there. This guy right here needs this turnbuckle right here. See where I glued it and it broke. Uh, I just need this turnbuckle right here. I epoxied it and it held up for like maybe 30 minutes of driving. This thing has a bad tendency to whenever I think I need bigger tires and a wider stance. Um, when you turn, it goes pretty fast. When you turn into curves, it has a tendency to flip over. Anyways, that was what I originally put in his truck. So what I did was I went ahead and ordered an upgrade for his truck because Arma is owned by Horizon Hobby, and I do believe they either own Spectrum and Firma or they work with them. So like all this stuff mounts right in. I mean, it's made for the freaking truck, so it looks all slick. But it is in there. This one, like I said, I had to hot glue mine. All my stuff hot glued in there. uh, the only downfall about his truck is what broke on his truck is, is these guys, the little wheel hubs. This one's not broken. Um, Jeffrey, what are you doing? Pug's under here licking my leg. Uh, there's the one that he broke, and I glued it. I epoxied it, and this thing is so heavy. This Arma is quite a bit heavier than the Red Cat. So first run, man, first time I got on it, boom, broke this sucker. Uh, these are supposed to come tomorrow, which I'm hoping they do. Um, I went ahead and cleaned everything up and got these bearings pretty oiled to go back in here. So they go in here like this. Oh, this bearing goes in the front right here. Anyways, they go in there. A little pin goes in here. See that? Come on, focus, camera. Anyways, a little pin goes in here, and then the little hex for the wheels go in there. It's like that on most of the RC cars. Anyways, this guy is all taken apart. You get what you pay for, guys. My Red Cat was 150 bucks, and the motor didn't break on it. The brushless motor, when I pulled it off, though, it was about to die. It was on its last leg. But nothing has broken on this thing until it snowed, and then I broke that wheel hub, which I'm pretty sure is because it's cold outside. It's snowing, and this plastic doesn't like the cold. So you get what you pay for. I mean, like this went through the electronics pretty quick, but like I said, the it's a brushed motor, so it's got a limited lifespan, anyways. I went ahead and pulled all this apart, got it ready. And if the part comes tomorrow, this is gonna get slapped back together, and then we're gonna go ahead and run it outside. Uh, and I'm gonna probably video it because this sucker out of the box said it went 20 plus miles per hour, and I measured it with the phone. It went like 18 with the brush motor. Then with the 2S lipos, I got these really high capacity 2S lipos, 8,000 milliamp hours, man. These 100C discharge rate. These bastards right here, that I'm pretty sure this is what killed the brushed motors on both of our cars. Uh, these 2S packs right in here, This lets you drive the car for like an hour and a half, man. There's like an hour and a half of just balls out. You know, and I'm probably gonna now that my car, my Red Cat is brushless. Um, now my Red Cat's brushless now. It'll probably still go faster than this, maybe. But I want to go ahead and order the hop up kit, like the all aluminum suspension parts for the front of my car, and probably some softer shocks, or put different oil inside those shocks. You see, anyways, I might actually just change the wheels. These are the wheels off this arm, and the ones off the Red Cat fit in the inside of these. I wonder if I should order some tires like this. I bet you if I put bigger tires on my Red Cat, it probably won't flip. Uh, anyway, so I haven't even got to try this out, man. Come on, focus camera. So I haven't got to try this out, guys. Uh, like I said, well, let's try it out right now. You know what? Where's his controller for his arm right here? See, here's the controller. Let's pop one of these batteries in there. I'm pretty sure these have some charge on them. Go ahead and see, make sure I did the gear mesh right. Let's see, this is easier like this. You don't have the. It just give you the front wheels, and they're not attached to anything. So let's go ahead and see. I should just spin these guys because I have it set down. I don't have the drive shaft in there. There's the drive shaft to the back, so it should be just this. This is the rear, and this is the front. Go ahead and click it on and see what it got here. See that on. No, there it works. Let's see that. Let's see. I wonder what the punch setting and all that stuff is. Ooh, my steering right here is getting. Yeah, yeah, it's working. I mean, the mesh seems to be good. So, little fans making noise, blowing air. Cool. Um, it does. That's unprogrammed, but it's got. Probably have to adjust punch setting on it and all that stuff. The discharge rate for sure. Some of these come with a card, uh, program card. This one's got the smart technology in it, and I don't know if this one's got the Bluetooth. Some of these uh, Spectrum ones got a Bluetooth app that goes with it for your phone, so you can do all the programming in your phone, which I think is sweet. And this is where we're heading, guys. The IC3 connectors with the little data wire in them. And they have an IC5 connector with this little data wire in it. So it tells you like what your individual cells and stuff in your car are. So that way you don't your batteries last longer and stuff. Anyways, there's the boy's truck that we're waiting on parts for, and then I'll show you some of this model crap. I like doing these little model, and then the boy, this is his. This is his actual STX-24, and these are made. I'll show you. That's the boys, and I have his taken apart and a bunch of stuff done to it. This is Katie's, which was on back order. Barely made it here like last week. This is her deadbolt. I'll show you guys. This is what they're supposed to do when you pull the pins out. Body hinges up like this, and this is what a stock one looks like. So stock one, you got the actual little servo, steering servo. And they come with these little uh, ESC and receiver combo. And the boy blew the motor is right off this little ESC. So not only is this the receiver, but it's you plug the battery into it. It's the receiver and it's powered, and powers a little motor. The little motor down here, the caution hot little freaking dynamite motor. Uh, well, the boy ran his. I bought some of these freaking. They come with a. They come with a little 350 milliamp hour 33 2S battery. I found these big bastards. 1000 milliamp hour 35C discharge rate 2S. So it puts out 7.4 volts, just like the Verizon one does. Just that's 350 milliamp hour, and this is 1,000. So this little bugger right here, these last man hour and a half of rock crawling, like way over an hour. Me and the kids played when Sal got his. We played with that sucker for like a couple hours. This bad boy, when it's charged, uh, when he blew his little motor up and stuff, he played with this thing. I think for 3 hours straight and overheated the motor. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened to his is he overheated the motor. All right, let's go ahead and put the keys back on the shelf. Prairie dogs over there throwing crap. Let's see. In here. Man, we feel bad if scratching her car up. There we go. Anyways, that's the deadbolt. Um, let me show you what I did to his. Okay, his is the crazy thing about these guys. This is all wired up with my wiring. There's the stock ESC, stock steering servo, stock ESC, but he blew the ESC part out of it. Receiver part still works. So, like, if you get his controller out here and put this guy in and turn it on, is bound with that one. Here's the steering. There's the steering servo. See, I don't have any battery into it. All right, these receivers, they power themselves through the wire from the ESC. It plugs into there. There's a little power wire, so it powers everything through that wire, that hot wire. So the stock, even though he blew it up, I ordered another one of these. These are $25. I feel ripped off since all I needed was an ESC. I ordered another one of these, and whenever I got it out of the box, when I plugged it in, magic blue smoke came out, and it blew up right away. Same thing, it blew up the chip that run the motor side. So the ESC part blew up, but and then I'll show you. This is all way different. Let me show you guys how this works. Uh, what I've done on this guy right here is the battery off here. I'll put this big ass battery. Is I bought an ESC off of freaking Banggood, which Banggood has freaking cool RC stuff on there. This little ESC right here is a 30 amp ESC with forward, reverse, and brake, and that's the ESC that was in here. And if you look, this is almost as big as this whole thing. The chip that runs the little motor that was in here was about that size. So I'm getting because I think the little motors they're little. They're like I think they run from 6 to 11 volts or something like that. Well, this little guy puts out eight volts, 8 volts forward, 8 volts reverse. The brake works on it. I tested with the multimeter. Anyway, this little guy was $10. So for $10, I got, which I'm thinking the output on this little guy, I think was like a fourth of this. So I think maybe this was putting out maybe eight or 9 amps, maybe. And this one puts out about 30. Uh, anyways, this is where the motor goes, and then you plug in the ESC. And I had to put this battery connector on it. That's a axle comes with these little connectors. They're called I forget what they're called. Anyways, it's a little male connector. The output. Uh, anyways, this is still taking apart because I'm waiting for his motor. His little motor goes on here, and it's got a little transmission. Yeah, here's his little transmission. And the motor mounts right there, sticking out. You put the 2 screws in there, and there's a little cover that goes on it. And then this little sucker mounts the motor stick this way out, right there, down here. Gotta stab the drive shaft in. And this goes to the motor. So what I was going to do is, the new motor comes in, I'm just going to solder the motor on here, put it all together like that, so everything cleans up real nice, so there won't be a lot of wires. And he wanted to install a switch on the back bumper, but the body sits over the back bumper. So I might install it in the bumper. Like cut out a hole for the on-off switch. Anyways, this is what they look like when you take them apart. The screws are super little, guys, like super tiny, tiny screws. Like I said, pretty crappy, man. I mean, these are his was because he got the licensed body, cheap body. His was like $119 or something because it's licensed. The deadbolt was 109. So for the licensed body, you end up paying like $10 more. Uh, anyways, that's his. Where'd my batteries go? Oh, I moved them to show you. Anyways, that's the crawlers. Uh, Mine was on back order. I've been on back forever, and then they took out. I don't like the way they do back order at Horizon Hobby. They charge your card, and then when it goes on back order, they refund your card, and then whenever the stuff comes on back order, they run your card again. I mean, if you're going to be doing that crap, you might as well just keep hold on to the damn money until my back order comes in. I mean, I'm not gonna unless I cancel the order, call them and cancel the order. And this is the this is the duet. The plane that me and the boy flew the other day. We live in Hobbs, so it's freaking windy over here, so it's hard to fly these suckers. Let's see, this is a plane. It's like maybe 14 inches long, 16 inches long. The boy, we flew it the other day until he crashed it and broke the wing off. And then we did a repair, and then we went out. What was it? Sunday, I think. But it was too windy. The wind was blowing way too hard. Anyway, this is the boys. And it's goofy how they. It's like a good design, except for this part. That's where the battery goes. It takes these little 1S batteries right here. It's a 1S 3.7 volt, 150 milliamp battery. It's got this. They come with the Velcro. You can't see the Velcro. Anyways, you plug it in, and the Velcro's supposed to hold it, right? And this is one I used the Velcro that came with the battery. But look, it just falls right off. So I told the boy what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna get like a toothpick or something, or a little hinge or something right here to cover the battery, because I can put it on the Velcro and plug it in and make it to where it'll set. Let's see, where's the other battery? Oh, it's right here. Oh, oh, this is the controller for it, and it charges the battery off the controller, which is kind of dumb because it's going to drain out your double A's. But this is one that I put my Velcro on it instead of the crap that came with the battery. And look at that. This is what come off. And that's how it's supposed to be. Like I said, you gotta improve on stuff, man. Anyways, this little guy was I want to say $60 or something. $60. And it's great for a beginner because it's just got a rudder, the back rudder, and the two prop. So all you have on the controller is throttle, you know, to make it go forward, and then you got your control, up, down, and then when you go left and right, it steers with the props. So when you hit left, you know the right prop will let go, and the left one will speed up, and vice versa. It does have the trim, up and down trim right here, and the side to side trim right there. Pretty cool, man, for $60. And I mean, out of the box, I flew it first. I flew it for probably 20 minutes without a wrecking, but because I already understood, how an airplane flies. The boy has to get used to it because down goes up goes down, and the first thing they want to do is go up to go up, and go down to go down. You know. Anyways, that's his duet airplane. And then what me and the oldest have been working on is this complicated ass Tamaya kit. So she just trimmed the body on it today, man. We're getting ready to do the decals and stuff on the sticker. Ah, this is what me and my oldest daughter been working on. It is a Tamaya Suzuki Swift. What she originally ordered was a Tamaya Volkswagen Carmen Gia. Man, come on, camera. Yeah, okay. What she originally ordered was a Volkswagen Carmen Gia, and it was on back order until March. And she ordered it in uh, November. Anyways, I was kind of upset about this one. It came with like the wheel wells already pre-cut, so it's like super beginner level. The body was pre-painted yellow. They pre-tinted the windows. It still got the plastic. See that weird matte finish going on. Still got the overspray protection on it, so there's a plastic over the top of this that you peel off. Um, and this is what I was super upset by. The Carbon Gia doesn't come with the holes cut out. This one comes with the holes cut out with pre-body post. Uh, the Carbon Gia is still on back order, and I canceled it, but it's still showing up that it's an open order. So if I'm lucky enough to come across another $180 or something, I'm just gonna let it ride and let them charge me and send me that Carbon Gia. But what I wanted was no body post hole, and I was gonna order some neodymium magnets and glue them to the top of the body and cut off these posts and glue them to the top of the post. That way, when you stick the body on there, it just snaps onto the magnet, so you don't have to put the holes in the body. That looks dumb, man. You think that who in the right mind would think that it looks good? And this thing was a pain in the butt, guys. Um, it came with its own ESC and its own motor, a little 540 can, a little 540 can, uh, brush motor. The ESC is set up for a brushless motor, so it's got 3 leads, but I only hooked up 2. This sucker was going in reverse. The motor was going in reverse, and the remember I told you I ordered the axle ESC combo for the crawler, and it went poof and let out blue smoke, and it just blew out the motor piece. That's what I did. I reused that ESC here for her car because it doesn't come or yeah, it doesn't come with a receiver or a transmitter. You have to buy a control transmitter, which is the remote control, and the receiver, which is the receiver pack. Usually they come together when we buy them. And like on Banggood, they sell Dumbo RC sells one that's a 6 channel. It's a 6 channel receiver, a 6 channel transmitter, which is like, wow, what do you do with 6 channel, man? It leaves you a lot of options open, like if you're doing scale building with lights, and you can use different channels to turn it on and on, like height bars and stuff, like on a pickup truck. uh, Because we put this together from scratch, and then we were done the other day, and I went to fit the body, and I noticed that the I throw this around the living room, and see my battery. They wanted you to buy a Tamaya battery, and my battery out of my Red Cat is made by Tamaya, so it fit right in the battery compartment slot. But I have an IC3 connector on it. That's what I put on there. Red Cat had these weird barrel connectors. So I put my own IC3 connector on there. Uh Anyways, it comes with the Tamaya proprietary plug. And all I did was I cut cut the plug off and made it where it would plug in. So it's not safe, but I made it where it would plug into this so I can test it. And what I'm gonna end up ordering is an IC3 male connector to go on that end. Or I have an ESC that came out of my truck. I might use that one instead of this one and pull this one out. So this one's set up for brushes. And I think that other one will let me do reverse polarity because this motor went backwards. So I ended up having to switch the lead to back in order to test it. But like I was saying, what I did before, whenever I was working on this, is when I set the body on there, I noticed that the wheel well, the center of the tire, was pulled forward in the uh, wheel well of the body. And this chassis, this M05, Tamiya makes an M05 and MO M-05, M-06, M-07. I think they make an M-08. Different chassis for different bodies. Well, this one's for a lot of bodies. Like this is the same chassis they're going to stand if for the Carbon Gia. But there's three ways to build it. You build a small body, a medium body, or a long body. And it's all on this end. So this is the long body. So I was off by like maybe half an inch for the wheels to set right, the wheelbase to be right for the body. So I had to go back and see what I did wrong. And if you look, you see these holes right here. This this being mounted farthest back is long. You move it forward one hole set of hole. Actually, I think you got to flip it and do the suspension different. It sits backwards, and that's the medium body. And then the way as it sits now, if you move this all the way forward right here, it makes it the small body. So I was thinking, man, I'm gonna have to tear this apart because I thought maybe like the midsection needed a extension or something. And it turns out I just need to take the end off and redo some stuff. I had the shocks on the other side that needed to be moved to this side. Anyways, I got it put back together and that fits the body. I said this is what me and the kid were working on. And that was the fun part. She gets to do all the details on the body. So she doesn't even have to mess with this chassis anymore. She's just got to do the decals. Yeah, you see how the wheels match up to the wheel wells now? It was off. This side was off, was forward. The tire was up under here. Anyway, that's what me and the oldest were working on. Uh, that's pretty much all the RC stuff, guys. Uh, I don't know if the camera show, but painting to the right here. See if you can see the wall. Let's see. There's all this. There's all this stuff. You see my. There's me. See my base back there. There's a wall. There's all his Nerf stuff. And then you keep going. There's two of our bodies to our trucks. And you can see the wall. I would take the camera off, but I'm super good at the bottom of this TV. You can see there's my red cat, his Arma, the Tabaya that we're working on, and up there, if they send the Carbon Key, it's gonna go there, and then crawlers, uh, the we have the Deadbolt, and then the uh, Jeep, and then when my truck gets here, it's going right here, and you can see these cool display hangers here. You won't even believe it, guys. I spent $10 on this wall, on this slot wall. All I bought was the. Oh yeah, you can't see it. The planes up there too. Up there on the. All I bought was some hangers. These hangers right here. That's all I bought was these freaking uh hangers that the cars are on. You see them, the little uh they're 12-inch fixtures. I bought 12 of them for $10. So I got 12 of these for $10. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and then I have one there, one over there holding the guitar cords on it. Well, like I said, don't give me no grief. Like I said, that's pretty much it. Oh, the plastic things. The slot wall was given to me by my ex boss. He he pulled that slot wall out of the Blockbuster when it was going out of business. So they piled up all this real pretty slot wall by the trash can. When we were driving past it, and he was like, "Are they throwing that away?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Well, shoot, man, that's some good looking slot wall." So we got all the slot wall they were throwing away, which was 6 pieces of this little. It's like 2 by 6 pieces. Uh, there's 6 of those, and then a bunch of blue weird trapezoidal cut. Looks like they're for end caps or something. He got a bunch of those too. Well, when I was building the studio, I asked him if he had slot wall that he wanted to sell because I know he had a bunch of slot wall. Because he gave me the slot wall. So I was been out in the studio, and then when I was building this, uh, started doing work in the house here. Uh, the studio is too cold. The temperatures are too extreme. Summer it's too hot. I run the AC 24/7 out there, and it barely gets cool enough. And in the winter, there ain't no heating that place up, man. It doesn't matter what I do over there; it stays cold. So not only the extreme temperatures, but being out there is real weird. It makes I don't feel comfortable being out there anymore. Rather being here. So I set up this little hobby desk area in here, uh, and the advantage of this too is the kids have been able to do hobby stuff on the desk. Uh, and like this, it looks blue on the camera. Man. This is a purple yoga mat. These are like $10 at freaking dollar store, and it makes a badass uh, work mat. If you were to go order one of these online, like a big hobby work mat, these are like $50. And all you gotta do is go buy a yoga mat, cut it. Uh, yeah, but these fixtures right here, he got a case of these suckers of 2 different kinds. He went to a junior college auction over here. And he got uh actually there's 3 different kinds, ain't there? Yeah, there's 3 different kinds. Anyways, he got a case of these. There's like 100 of these guys. Right? Well, I went over there and he said, "Hey, do you think you have a use for these?" And I started thinking about it, and I was like, "If I bring that slot wall inside, I could use these for these little 24 scale cars. They fit right on the freaking thing. So when they're hanging up, they show up the car." So I was like, "Yeah," and then he was like, "Well, the deal is you have to take all of them." I was like, "Okay." Well, it was a bunch of these, which these I've used a bunch of these. I still have a bunch of those. What's that? A bunch of these, and then a bunch of longer ones. But the longer ones have a mount here and here. This one has it all in across. Anyways, so he gave me a whole case of them. I have them all up underneath the desk right here. Then the rocket stuff is being neglected here. Here's some of the rocket stuff, man. Uh, and some of the RC stuff got put in this case with this rocket stuff. Uh, see, I got my D connector to the Traxxas plug. That came with something. And then I got another Dean's to Traxxas plug. And then these are those little connectors for the axle stuff. The little male and female connectors for the power stuff. And then I have the binding plugs and some jumpers for some of the off-road stuff in there. And then I got this little servo. This is what came out of the Red Cat. Really shitty Hexfly servo. But yeah, I got my motors in here. I got these are supposed to all be A8s, A83s, and B64s, got C63s, got C65, A83, C65. Yeah. And then I got all my igniters, which a bunch of these are defective, man. I got a whole bunch of igniters and my wadding and my motor plug, rubber band. Anyways, a bunch of crap in here. I really need to reorganize a lot of this stuff because this rocket stuff is getting neglected. Uh, what I'm probably going to start doing is anybody wants some of these motors, man, they can hit me up. Anyways, guys, I figured I would show off the RC stuff. Like I said, uh, I'll probably do a live stream of me putting the scroll arms on the Arma. As always, guys, I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.